All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another round of One Piece. Today, we're just going to be playing a couple of games of Ranked. You're going to have to tell me what I do right, what I do wrong. This is a quick preview of the deck list. There will be a copy of this in the description below, and there will be a full breakdown at the end of the video if you guys want to skip over to that so you can get a full breakdown. But I always do it this way just so that we can jump right into the games for people that have seen me play this a lot. This is the most competitive list I have come up with prior to the starter decks coming out. So people keep asking me what is the best deck list. This is it. This is what I like to play. This says anti-teach all over it. It has tech cards for Enel, and it's good against pretty much everything else. It's got a removal. It's got 8 different searchers. I go Nami searchers because I'm running these, and I'm running Bonnie searchers for everything else. I run this to beat Teach and other big bodies, especially Newgates, which is really good into stuff like Red Ace and Nami that are running them. But I'm not going to go over that too much. So it'll be a full breakdown at the end. But I want to do a quick preview because I'm getting a lot of comments with people kind of questioning why I build the way I do. If you do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. We're up to like 390, so I'm hoping by the end of the month we're over 400 because that just is really cool that many people want to come watch me play this game. We're really starting to pick up pace. But more important than subscribing to me is commenting. I want to know what you guys think. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? I'm trying to make a good show that keeps you guys entertained and keeps you coming back. So you tell me what you want to see. Next week is going to be a slew of different leaders. I'm going to start rotating 1 week on RG, 1 week on alternate leaders, just so I can get some variety for everybody that wants it. So I'll take suggestions on what leaders you guys want to see. Yellow Kid is coming for the new starter decks. Everybody's hounding me on that, and I got you guys. That is going to be in the next week's list of videos. I think that's all I got, though. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Tell me how I do. Get you there. Right. We find a Teach. I think I have to keep this hand. This hand is ultra aggressive, and you know me. I'm gonna take this. It's not what I wanted to find. I wanted to find like a Usopp or one of these. But this isn't bad either. I got enough searchers where I can punish them for searching. Cool. Well, they take it. That's not what I would suggest doing personally, but what do I know? I'm going to take the Brook here. This getting me an extra attack might matter quite heavily. I thought about taking that 7-cost Zoro because it's really good defense and is what I would like to restand with the Brook, but I only play 2 Brook. We're going to start pushing, buddy. Opponent's leaders or characters, minus 3,000 power. That doesn't scare me. You're not hitting me unless you commit the blocker. Commits the blocker. I am looking. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay. Attack 7, because then I don't have to worry about much. Yeah, minus assist down. So just to hit him, I'd have to put 2 Dawn on it. I don't have the guy I want to play, so I might as well do this. Oh, come on, really? I will find a dude. This is pretty good next turn. Take that. First one more Dawn restamp. I give up an Usopp there, but that's okay. Well, now I actually can't commit very heavily. Because I can't risk this. Yeah, 8-cost Teach. Okay, so nothing threatens me. this for leader, this for this, and if he swings with this, I can give him a 1k. Give him one of these. That's pretty good. I need more guys on board. Seven, I almost guarantee that gets redirected. I have to play around with my 4 costs with this, because this I'd like to have dropped this turn, but I can't. Wow, he doesn't redirect. I gotta hold this for a while, so what's better here? Teach. He's gonna turn off my leader ability. It's really best to just get a blocker on board, so I just go 7 again, right? Okay, I got 3 7s on board. I didn't aggress him quite as hard as I'd like to, but I didn't have a ton of choice there. Got an okay amount of counter and some good defensive options, which I do like. No 10 cost. Ooh, he missed it. Borsa, that's not a bad play. But now your board is pathetic. Ooh, a dead man's game. Very good. Okay, I've never really tried Shanks in this matchup because I think it's probably too slow. Alright, I gotta go back up and check. I gotta just see. Okay, so this doesn't have a cost limit, so even the 10k can get negated. So I think my best play is this. 7, force it. Pop this, that's fine. 7, force it. $2 coming back. I want to attack this before I attack with anything else, because I want to force more cards out of his hand. I probably should have got a 10 there, to be honest with you. A Teach is coming down next turn, though, so I can go 10 here. Or he lets it die. That works, too. What are you doing, you crazy person? Wow. Well, I got a card either way, I guess. Okay, so I only have 1 Dawn up because he nullified my ability. I got kind of greedy there, but To be honest, I don't know how much I care. What's the best he can do here? Yeah, you need this down because you know I have this. 7. This can't hit me. This can only hit me if he commits both Dawn, and that asks a 1k. I just saved 1 DMG, right? 1 DMG does really good work next turn. I can't save one of these if he goes after it, so I just let this hit. I'm coming for you next turn, buddy. That's what I didn't want you to do. 9, 10, 11. Okay, now I have to deal with a redirect that'll knock one of my dudes down, and I still have to hit everything. Seven. You greedy mother trucker. 7. He didn't have anything with a trigger on it, I don't think. Redirect into... Why aren't you redirecting? I'm gonna kill you one way or the other at this rate. You should have done that earlier. Well, now I just kill you. Yeah, GG, buddy. Well, there's another ranked game against Teach. Still crushing them every time. Never stand a chance. I don't like this deck. I really don't. And you can see it in the way I have built my deck. How much I despise this deck. Everything in this list. You're looking at a hand that just says no to Teach. Just sorry, Teach. I'm gonna play the game I want to play. You don't get to play. So what we did there was we took the last life to attempt to bait him into swinging here, because I have events that can stop my life from being taken, but I couldn't protect my characters with them. So by taking that life and not defending it, I actually was able to keep everything I needed to in order to defend this properly and get extra swings out of it. He was toast there either way. He should have 100% used a redirect to get this down. I just don't know if he had one in those last 2 cards he had when I started my swinging, and I suspect that's why he didn't do that. He'd painted himself into a corner there. Since he didn't have it, they meant these were able to swing, so as soon as he drew those cards off the Shiryu trigger, he should have redirected the first 7 into this to redirect this. But then I think I still killed him because that just means another big 11k swing. Because he was able to give me, what, a 2 and a 1 at the end there? Yeah, just a 2 and a 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he actually wouldn't have got it out because he only had enough to get up to another 2, 4 is 9, 10, 11 exactly. So he died no matter what happened. Sorry there, big fella. I also had this as an extra option in case I thought you had more ways to get around my nonsense. Well, there you go, ladies and gents. Another ranked game against Teach. I know you guys love watching Teach die, so this one's for you. What I do right, what I do wrong. Catch you later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. We're playing some ranked. That's a pretty keepable hand. The only thing I would like to see better is Laboon. Because, well, we lose a Shanks. We'll take the Usopp and get our perfect curve established. Probably fine to go back like that. Turn some cards and we'll pass it over. Going against Nami. Nice. Check everything out. Make sure everything's recording right. Yeah, we're happy. We're happy. Did I just accidentally hit end turn? Ha! What a great way to start out my ranked. Oops. Okay. Well, they didn't punish us for it. That's very nice of them. Alright, there we go. I feel like they should have attacked me there, but they were nice enough to realize that I just misclicked a button. What a kind soul. Thank you very much, Nami. Cool. Okay, 2 Dawn up. Alright, let's see if they got a Nami. We're just settling in, so we're not quite in the groove yet. We gotta get there. Let's see what we can do here. This is pretty good, though. I like this a lot. Oh! 4 left, 9 in. Wouldn't matter. I'd happily take a 9 to the face. Because they've already used their leader ability, so they got their extra draw, so they're not getting a second one, even if they hit me. Good news is I can go this into this, and this into this. Nice thing about this Luffy and this secret Luffy is because it's a 4 cost, it still plays down, even though it costs that extra Dawn. Let's go 2. Put the extra there, swing. Yeah, sure. You've already used your leader ability, so I don't need to worry too much. That's a really nice hit, actually. They're in a good spot either way. We'll get rid of this Marco if we can. I don't much care if they draw cards. Their hand's so big. I don't think they'll actually be able to play enough to get low enough. If they take the draw too. Because that'll put them to 9, then they'll draw for turn is 10. So their leader ability will be offline if they hit me next turn, and I'm going to be kind of weak next turn because I only have 2 Dawn up. So we're going to see if we can't make some use out of that. We just get a Perona and trash. That's not a big deal. We'll get a Usopp out, and we'll pass and restart, restand 2. Usopp's only okay in this matchup. He's just kind of a value engine for restanding Dawn. Because I'm never going to be able to attack like 7-7. Like, those just aren't very good numbers. At best, that gets me a 1k out of hand. I'd rather attack, instead of putting 2 here, I'd rather just attack for 9. Alright, they play correctly. Okay, they get the hit in. So now they can go 9 again. I'd have to give them a 1k. I do have a Laboon here, and they have aggressively played a Zeus, so that might be worth playing. Brook is actually really detrimental to them in this matchup. My next move is probably to develop this into the Nami, which means I could give up this Nami. I have some really good defense. My hand's almost perfectly set up otherwise, so I think I just give up. No block. We'll give this up. I don't think they'll swing this because I'm threatening with a Usopp. Or not an Usopp, a double attack Luffy. Excuse me. I don't care about this, so we'll drop this and this. Attack 2 at that, make sure it dies. 1 here. 9. This forces a brick, 2-1 out of hand, or double life attacks. I could hit this, but that just refuels their hand, so I don't even think I attack this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do that. Next turn we'll have 2 of them. I probably should have played the Laboon that turn, but that 9 was better than anything I could do. That was actually all my Dawn. I don't know. If they spend a turn playing as Zeus, how beat up am I about that? Not really. Next turn I can do this if they play a Newgate. This is actually really solid. Because I want to get this on board before I get this on board. So this seems like a Moria play. 8 up. Yeah, Moria. Heal. Get the Kumasi to play out this. Might as well get this. This forces 2 cards, or more likely, it just gives me the Moria. Oh, he's gonna let it... He's gonna defend that? Why? Seven again. Okay. Because if this connects and he pops out the Perona, I still probably won't attack with this. But he can't freeze this. So if he pops out the Perona, he can stun this and I can hit it anyways. So, like, what are you going to do? Okay, he just doesn't trigger it. That's smart. Okay, 4 Dawn up and I'm a 7K, which is very good. Funny enough, I actually don't have a spot to play my Brook. But my 2 double attacks are probably going to be good enough. Like, this is heavy pressure next turn. Like, if I go 9, 9... 1 Dawn here, 9, 9, 9. That's a lot. That's a lot. Man, it's 2, 2, 1. Yeah, multiple times. Like, the first one probably connects through, and they just pray they get a Perona trigger. If they threaten Newgate, it's not the end of the world even, because let's see, 2 here, 2 here, 7, 1 Dawn, 12. That's 2 Dawn. That doesn't do anything. Sorry, Nami. I've put you in a very, very bad spot. Teach? What's up, Teach? We're just going to attack 7, because I don't suspect they want to give me 2 cards. I thought about putting 7, making sure it connected with a 9, but, like, that's not worth doing. I want to see if they stun this or not. Okay, there's that guy. Yeah, it's not surprising. Yeah. Shocking, they stunned my guy. Who could have seen that coming? Just no need to overcommit here. We're in a good spot either way. Let's go 9 here. I'll be honest, I think I'm just going to go 10 with my Luffy. I don't need to play anything. They haven't put any blockers or anything in my way. My board's still really set up. I'm a blocker, and if I have 2 lives and 5 Dawn, like, I'm in a really good spot. Plus, I got 2 2Ks in my hand. Okay, 5. Just gonna remove this or get a card out. They defend it. God, they're gonna have so little cards next turn. What do I do here? I could develop another one of these, funny enough. Just over the Usopp. Make sure I can kill him next turn. I don't think they can kill me no matter what they do. I think they're just screwed. I think I just do this. And then I got to leave 5 up so I can go another 8. Just clear that off the board. Yeah. My 3 level attack Luffy's. You're losing your last 2 life. My Brook says so. Ooh. Scary Luffy. I don't have any events for you to trigger, though. I do have a blocker, though. Yeah, like, as soon as you commit to a real swing, you don't want to attack these. They're easier to defend. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I don't want to give this up, so there's 11 in an emergency. You die now. But yeah, I can get out of those, sure. Oh, look, I found a DMG. Look, another Brook. I'm gonna flip this over so I know what it is. Nah. Nine. I think you're screwed. 7. I don't know what God triggers save you here. The 3 Luffys are just gonna kill you. Attach all active on attack. GG! I don't know why you didn't attack me on the first turn. I appreciate it, but I think that was a bad idea. I accidentally clicked through too fast. That was my mistake, and I appreciate you for not punishing me for it, but I'm so heavily favored in this matchup that you should probably have taken advantage of that. Not something you can do in real life, but you also can't just, let me rewind my turn on the sim, so I don't know. What do you guys think? What did you do right? What did you do wrong? Didn't see any new gates, it looks like. They are playing them, right? Maybe they aren't. I don't actually see any new gates in this list. I don't know about that decision. These are not really the best option. An 8 and 8 for 2 10Ks. Even if they do let you put something on top of your life, do not stack well to this. The new gates are what made this match really hard for us in any way, and then Brook was our answer to the new gates and this, and so we were set up for a perfect kill no matter what happened, because By having these and this, I can always go these, drop whatever blocker you put in my way, and double attack with something that's got double attack. So, like, you're going to lose all your life cards anyways. I don't know, though. You guys tell me, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? GG, Nami. All right, catch you guys later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a couple of games of ranked versus Red Green Luffy versus the meta. What do you guys think? What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? I do like criticism. Don't be afraid to tell me I'm an idiot. Don't be afraid to tell me I did something dumb. I can take it. I promise. That's why I'm doing the videos. I can learn a lot from you guys. There are over 300 of you now. I'm hoping to get to over 400 here soon. There's no way you guys don't have better ideas than what I come up with by myself. I only get to play this like maybe 5-6 hours a week tops. And that's a couple of those hours are at locals. So like, I don't get as much practice as all of you combined. It's not humanly possible. So I want to hear your ideas. I really do. We're going to go over the deck. We're going to go over what the cards do. I'll do a brief summary of what they do, and then I'll go over why I picked them, and then we'll go over optimal play lines. And if I get a chance, I'm going to try and make a flow chart for you guys so you can see like the god tech lines of what you're going to be playing, with some exceptions. Like there's always exceptions to the rule, but I want to give you guys the best general lines because that's what people are asking for. This is my preferred list. This is what I like to play. It's always flexible. If you guys don't like it, take a card up or down. I'll go over kind of the core cards and then what cards can come out, because that's been a topic of part of the big discussion down in the comments as well. Where are the flex spots in this deck? And I'll go over them for you. So let's start with the leader. I'll read it in its entirety, and then if you guys need to slow down or pause the video to read every line of text for a card, you're welcome to do so. But I'm just going to kind of fly through the cards on the whole and then give you my thoughts overall. All right. Monkey D. Luffy is an OP13 red-green leader with 5,000 power. You put one Dawn underneath him, and on our opponent's attack, if I have 5 or less active Dawn cards on my field, I can rest any number of our active Dawn cards, and up to one of our leader or Straw Hat Crew type characters gains plus 2,000 power for each Dawn card that was rested by this effect. It's a really good defensive ability, but don't get held up on the fact that it says 5 or less active Dawn. You don't need to always have 5. You can go down to 1 active Dawn early. You can go down to 3 or 4 to get more aggression in. Going a 7 is honestly worth more than keeping that extra 2k up for the crackback most of the time. All right, I'm running 8 searchers in this deck. This deck list is only good until the new starter deck comes out in 3 weeks. Keep that in mind. I keep having to disclose this. This list changes completely when that comes out because it gets way better. But for now, we're running 8 searchers, and the 4 of them are Jewelry Bonnie. It's a 1/2/1, looking at the top 4 for Straw Hat Crew type cards. We're running 3 copies of Sanji. This can go up or down as needed. I've seen people go all the way down to 2 and all the way up to 4. It depends on how you want the list to run. I like 3 just because that's what I found the room for. On play, it makes one of our Straw Hat Crew type characters with 6,000 power or more unblockable for the turn. So you can play this and then play a Brook if you want to get double unblockable swings with one of your characters. And you can boost your characters into unblockable range by putting Dawn underneath them. It doesn't need to be their base power. We're running 3 copies of Rono Zoro. It's a 7/9 on play. It'll make our leader plus 2,000 power until the end of our opponent's next turn. So we're a 7k leader on their turn after this guy gets played. And if our opponent has a character with 8,000 power or more, or this guy gets character rush, so we can swing at any of their characters. And it doesn't have to be the one with 8,000 power or more. You can swing at the littlest guy on their board, and it'll usually get removed. I'm running 4 copies of Nami. It's a 1/2/1. It's looking at top 5 for Straw Hat Crew type characters other than Nami. Nami has gone down in importance to me as far as finding a really good blocker. Honestly, I find her with Jewelry Bonnie just fine. It's okay that this can't find Nami because I am running more of the events that this can search, which is why I'm not playing Garp. Everybody keeps asking me why I'm not playing Garp. It's because I'm not playing Luna. Because I'm not playing Luna, the only thing that this can't search in the entire deck is Charleston and Shanks and Laboon. That's it. That's good enough. I'm running 4 copies of Laboon. It's a 1/2/2k. It's anti-removal for our 7,000 power or less guys, and it's non-once per turn. So it rests 2 cards to do that effect, so you just got to make sure you have the cards up for that. Honestly, one of the best things to rest for this effect is your bigger bodies. Resting a 9 or a 7 to save one of your 5s means they have to swing at 7s and 9s. They're not removing 7s and 9s if your leader ability is online. It won't happen. Unless you have no Dawn up for some reason. That would be wild. The other card I'm running is 4 copies of Nami. It's a 4/2/1 blocker. On play, rests up to 2 of our opponent's characters with a cost of 8 or less, then sets 5 Dawn cards active at the end of the turn. This is an on-play effect. If you get this card bounced by a trigger or something, that on-play effect will still trigger, so don't be worried about this being removed. If you need to play it first to get stuff down and then it gets killed by a trigger, the 5 Dawn will still restand no matter what. Monkey D. Luffy is a 4/6. I see a lot of people not running this, but I will say this is one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's so unexpected that people just aren't ready for it. You can rest 1 Dawn card. This guy gets rushed this turn. That means you have to rest 5 for him, but it's really okay because that means he gets to be played off of this Luffy, and you can develop this Luffy into this guy and attack with it all in the same turn. And it's when attacking is rest to one of our opponent's characters with blocker, no cost restriction. So it's good enough that it'll rest literally anything that has blocker text. We've got 4 copies of Sanji. It's a 5/7 brick. On play it restands 2, and at the end of every turn it'll restand 1 more Dawn. So it really plays for like 2 Dawn, which is what makes it such a good card and high value. Monkey D. Luffy is a 6/7 with double attack. On play, if your leader is multicolored, we set 4 Dawn cards as active. Then we can't play a cost 5 or more, which means we can't play stuff like the Sanji. The next card we have is Brook. It's a 6/6/1. On play, it'll rest one of our opponent's cards. That's anything, Dawn, leader, or character. But then we can trash him and restand a cost 8 or less character, which is really strong in our deck because it's pretty much everything except for this Shanks. Shanks is a 10/12. On play, it'll set all of our dominance cards as active, but then we can't play any cards from our hand this turn, which means we usually just play him, restand everything, and then use 5 Dawn to attack and leave 5 Dawn up for our leader effect. If we need to go down, if their board's getting scary, because this is a 10 Dawn turn, their board's probably getting big too, we can set less as active if we think we can get away with it. I'm running 3 copies of DMG, which is Dead Man's Game. It's a 1-cost event for +3 to our leader, but its activate main is resting 3 Dawn and resting up to 2 of our opponent's characters and or Dawn. The reason I'm running 3 Dead Man's Game is to beat Black Yellow Teach. You guys saw it in today's games. It's insanely good. I'm running 3 copies of I Know You're Strong, so I'll go out from the start. It's a 1K event for +3 to our leader again, and its activate main is rest 2 Dawn cards, so that's 3 total, and 2 of our opponent's characters at the cost of 7 or less won't become active in their next refresh phase. It's a mini Luna, but it's searchable, and it's plus for our leader when our leader ability gets turned off by Teach. Teach is still around. I wish he'd go away, but he's still out there. And this is how I beat him, is I do a 6 +3s to our leader, meaning that they can't get away with just killing us out of nowhere. And then I've got 4 copies of Charleston. It's a 2-cost event. Counter up to one of our leader or characters gains +4,000 power during the battle. Then he can discard a card, and if we did, we set 3 Dawn cards as active. And it's got a trigger of rest up to one of our opponent's leaders or characters with a cost of 3 or less. Don't underestimate the rest one of your opponent's leaders out of this trigger effect. That has saved me from lethal before. Because people usually attack low to high with their characters and save their leader for last, because there's not a lot of stuff that hits leaders. So your opponent often doesn't play around this. And the purpose of this card is, of course, it generates an extra 2k out of thin air with our leader effect, because it restands more Dawn than it uses. And lets us trash cards out of our hand to generate 2Ks out of our hand. That's why we get away with playing so many bricks and 1Ks. Okay, so that's the deck list. That's what I like to do with it. We're going to go over kind of why I built it the way I did before we go over play lines, just so you guys can kind of see what I got going. I built this deck list this way because this is the best thing I found to beat Enel, Purple Enel, Blue Yellow Nami, Black Yellow Teach, and Purple Rosinante. This is the best kind of like mix, and those are the leaders I play against the absolute most on ladder. And the deck just kind of auto beats Blue-Green Luffy as long as you play it smart. So the reason this beats all those different leaders, this package here beats black-yellow Teach, because the Dawn counter for your leader, nobody's building their decks this way, so it just saves you. Take hits early and counter out, and just know that you have to kill them on the crackback. It really works well, as you saw. A 2 of Shanks is in here just to beat Purple and L if our entire board's been removed, being able to play this down for 10, restand 5, and then attack for like a 10k swing. Means that we're going to stay safe and develop a body that they're likely not going to be able to remove. Brook is our auto-win condition against a blue-yellow Nami. The other thing that really beats blue-yellow Nami right now is this Zoro being a 7k means they have to commit with all their silly little Thriller Bark slop. They have to commit like 4 or 6 Dawn just to get swings at us if this hits the board, because as soon as they develop, if they're just using triggers to develop those guys, those aren't good enough to hit us. They need the 10 cost Teach exactly, and a lot of them I've actually are starting to take that out, which is silly because I think that's the only way they beat us. But apparently we're not a threat. You guys tell me. This is also really good against that build because, again, if they're playing Teaches, being able to put 1 Dawn on this, swing for 7, rest their Teach. Well, they just lost their best blocker, and they have to give me 2 cards. Sucks for them. This deck beats blue-green Luffy really well because it's so defensive that most decks can't deal with that fact. And then freezing the Boa Hancocks with these means that they lose their unblockables, and they just kind of crumble underneath that, which is kind of sad, honestly. I hate that happens for him. Laboon is our win condition against Lucy, so mulligan if you don't have it, try and find it. It's unfortunate, it's unsearchable, but there's been so few Lucy players on ladder that it's been nice. I haven't had to throw the Robins back in. We've been cool with that. What else? The deck's pretty 2k heavy. Most lists aren't running 7. I've found the 8's a bit too much, but if you need to go up to 8, I would cut one of these and go up to 8 if you want to play a little more defensively. But honestly, guys, this is a really solid list in my opinion. Right now, this is a super solid list. When the starter deck comes out, it gets incredible. I can't say it enough. It will improve tenfold. If you haven't seen those videos, go back and watch them. More of them will come out. As soon as that comes available on the standard ladder, we're going to start crushing people. I'm sorry. Okay, play lines. Red-green right now prefers going first. We like the aggression. We also like the curve way better than going second. If you go second, you're going to take 2 hits early, which sucks. Or you're not going to take 2 hits early and develop no board. Very unfortunate. On 1, we want to be playing one of our searchers, any of them. If we're playing against something that's got a ton of removal, Laboon is fine. Almost nobody's going to be able to play removal on 2, with the exception of like a Zeus, and then, well, that's just sad. But so the searchers are always preferable, but on 3, you want to play a searcher or Laboon. Laboon's probably better on 3 because then you've got a searcher to also rest if you need to. So that's kind of your preferred line there. 5 is Sanji. 7 is Luffy into Usopp on that same turn. On 9, the best is always double Sanji. That's incredible. If you can get 3 Sanjis, a Luffy, and a Usopp on board, you're going to probably win that game. Because that means you've got 4 Dawn restanding and a double attacker. And wow, is that going to be hard for your opponent. I don't care what deck they're playing. On your first 10 Dawn turn, if you've lost anything or missed curve, I would say the best thing to play is probably this Zoro. Get one on field. That probably denies everything they're going to do that turn because they're probably going to want to develop some type of large body of their own, which means they just don't get to swing at you that turn. And then once you got that on board and you've got a couple of 7s and some Dawn restand, sayonara. Just start swinging. On the turn following that, lethal is honestly kind of in range a lot of the time. So after that, if you've lost any characters, a Nami is pretty good. If you really want to push lethal, drop a Brook. Rest their blocker. Go 9. Go like all your 7s, then your 9. Restand your 9. Go 9 again. If you don't kill them, they're going to be really, really low on resources. And if you've got like Usopp and a couple of Sanjis on board, you've got enough Dawn coming back that they're probably not going to kill you, and they've lost all their hand. And probably most of their lives. On even curve, you're going to want to play your searchers as many as you can. On 4 Dawn, you want to play the Usopp because it's the only thing you can play for 4. I don't run the 4-cost Zoro. I haven't found room for the list, and I honestly don't like it in late game. I don't think he gets enough value. Usopp is just infinitely better. The 4-cost Zoro, I would honestly play over it faster than anything else. It's not for me. It's just not the way I play, and I find it just takes up room on my board that I'd rather have elsewhere. So Usopp on 4 for me. On 6, it's going to be this Sanji, unless I've got 2 Sanjis in hand. If I've got 2 Sanjis in hand, I'm going to play 1 Luffy, put 1 underneath my leader, leave the other 3 up, attack for 6, and on 8, I'm going to play double Sanji, and then hopefully I'll have an Usopp, a Luffy, and 2 Sanjis. My board's back into swing range, and we're just going to start going. On that first 10 Dawn turn, I'd probably go Zoro, because we're probably a little low on life, because we took those early hits. That's a really good defensive play. It develops your last big body, and you're ready to start cooking. If you play this, though, don't swing with your Usopp. Fair warning. If you swing with this, if you play this, swing with all these, and you swing with this Usopp's dying. They're going to put everything they have into killing it. So unless their board is incredibly weak, don't swing with this. This guy is played on your first 10 Dawn turn in the purple NL matchup. I've not found a need for it anywhere else except for maybe Red Blue Ace, but honestly, without 9-cost Zoro, that match is really almost an auto loss unless you see like really good and they see really bad. But I haven't seen enough Red Blue Ace to justify putting the 9-cost back in. And honestly, there's so many answers to him lately, I've just cut him entirely. I like Shanks better. You saw how we plan to teach. It's just full board control, 7s all day, light Dawn left up for defense. Knowing that I can play all these to get out of their big attacks. This, by the way, just don't discard a card if your leader ability gets turned off. It's still a 4K counter. And it'll protect your leader or your characters. And then you just don't rest anything. So they think, he's got nothing. And you're like, a bunch of your guys are going to restand Dawn anyways. They're like, we turned his leader ability off. He's defenseless. Charleston still works. Use it to go plus 4K. They're not going to like it. This is good for Rosinante. Freeze those 8K blockers or Sakazukis, whatever you need to keep them down. Like I said, these freeze boas really well too. If your opponent for some reason has 2 Shiryus, I could see justifiably playing this, but I've never had to do it. I've always just gone full aggro on them because that's the kind of player I am. This is the win condition against Nami, like I said. It's just play it on when you're going for lethal, or if you need to drain their hand down to just a couple of cards and then kill them in the crackback with this, because they have no way of saving themselves from an unblockable. Outside of just straight up counter. So if you get one of these and unblockable after they've gone down to 0, they just die. That's just kind of how it goes. Sorry, guys. I think that's all I got, though. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like Red Green Luffy? I know this was kind of a short one today, but I want to spend a lot more time on the deck profile because I've had so many questions and I haven't had time to answer them all. So this was a much larger breakdown than normal. I think that's all I got, though. So if you guys do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. It's really cool. We're almost to 400, which is amazing. 125 or 28, something like that in the last month is incredible. Thank you guys for coming along. Again, though, commenting's always the most important thing to me. Tell me what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what you like, what you don't like. I want to make a better show for you, and that's what really matters. I'm going to try and make a flow chart of this so you guys can see the optimal lines visually, but I think I explained them pretty well here. You guys tell me if I didn't, and I'll try again. I have no problem taking criticism. Keep it up. So that's all I got. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Keep killing it out there. Practice every one of your matches. You guys got this. You can become a really good player, and don't take everything I say as gospel. I mess stuff up all the time. That's part of the fun of card games. There's a ton of different lines, and doing it perfectly is almost impossible. So just do you out there. And if you have a different play style, if you want to turtle up instead of being ultra aggro, go nuts. But this is the way I like to play, and I hope you guys can enjoy the adventure along with me. I'll catch you next time. Later.